Today, we're going to look at some Sigma. We're mainly going to be looking at shield management. One of Sigma's bigger abilities. Pretty simple what it does. First thing we'll look at is just don't waste a shield. Clearly, you don't want to do this. Goes without saying, but just some of the things we should look at, and a lot of people do, including me and almost everybody, is don't use it if you're not blocking valuable damage. What valuable damage isn't random spam from a Baptiste or an on a nade. It's actual. Might not die, but like I'm gonna take a big chunk of damage. My team, whatever, they're gonna hit a ability like an Onator or whatever. That's valuable. We're just kind of having it out for something that's not gonna do any damage really. It's just kind of pointless. If your team also can't get value from it, so if your team can't really shoot through it, um, like you can't shoot through it, or uh, obviously, and then something Kiddo is actually pretty good at, but I know I'm not very good at it, and a lot of other Sigmas aren't. Remember to take your shield down if you aren't using it. Sometimes you just forget about it. It is what it is. Now, it's one of the bigger things. More importantly, we'll look at letting your shield recharge. So it's pretty simple, like how it works, right? You take it down, and it's going to wait 2 seconds before it starts to regen. And it regens 80 health per second. I got the stats here even. Um, so what you want to look like there, you don't want to like take it down and put it back up and take it down and put it back up because then it's never really going to recharge. You kind of want to use it thoroughly. Like if it's a 700 HP, you get into 300 or so, then you take it down and you leave it down for a couple seconds, it'll recharge. You don't have to get it back to 700 exactly, but high enough HP where it's actually viable. Where if you have 50 HP in a shield, right, and you take it down, you don't just want to instantly spam it back up so then it breaks, and then you have to wait 3 seconds, plus you have to recharge it all the way. You kind of want to have it more like I put it down, I take a big chunk, then let it recharge up, then do it. Similar to Diva Defense Matrix, Pharah like Rocket Fuel, uh, similar kind of system there. Yeah, you don't really want to get caught with it on a cooldown, uh, and if you really need it, like Rhine Shatter is obviously a tough one to block, but like I said, really valuable damage, a Hog Hook, an Ononate, like you name those things. Or if maybe I get headshot by somebody and I'm like a third HP, and I really need a shield to get out, that's when I want to do it. So we'll start the VOD.
Activating the barrier.
You can see here, if you have to start a fight, you don't. Most cooldowns don't have to be too, whatever, picky with them because you're gonna have it by the time a fight happens. So stuff like this in the middle of a fight, probably not, but right now it doesn't really matter. So we drop the shield slow, right? And right there, we drop it when it's in the middle of recharging at like 250 HP. That way, when we actually are gonna fight this Rhine, we have it on 50 health or we have it on 150 health. Where if we left it up, maybe we take an extra couple soldier bullets. We're not going to die from any of the damage, but when the fight actually happens and we're going to need a shield, we're going to have a full higher HP shield. Again, you don't have to have it exactly 700, but we want it enough so it's actually valuable. Again, same thing. You can't just spam it. Get a couple shots from the soldier, but how does this actually impact the fight? Now, if we waited the extra second, we sat behind this wall. Again, if you don't have shield, you don't need a peek. But if you just sit behind this wall for another second or two, get back to full HP, then you can actually reliably hold this space for a lot longer. Instead of having 200 HP, you try and take this and instantly have to back out, and they have the free choke for free. If you have 700 health, you can take it here. You can actually hold up and post up here for an extended period of time that actually matters, instead of half a second then having to run away. You see, we try and fight that with 300 HP, you kind of have to take it down because it's going to break. And then we have to back off. And again, that's fine, right? We're helping the hog get out. Something else a little smaller, if you can't really help with that, like can't really peel that much on Sigma, you don't really have to like give up the frontline fight. Just don't push in at the same time as the team is swinging. Just chill. Make sure they can't, like their Rhine can't hard push in. A little unlucky on the flux. I do appreciate you go high ground though. Definitely a weirder fight. Your shield didn't really come into play too much. And yeah, obviously block the Shatter Forehead, but he's not going to do any damage that needs a shield anyway, so blocking the Widow's fine.
Hello. Excuse me. Observe the barrier.
So here you see your full shield. You can be a little more leaning with it, that's fine. Now here's another thing. Is this shield really going to do anything? Probably not. Right? What's going to happen? They're going to, because you're so much damage into them, you're never going to actually get value of the shield because they're going to shoot like one fire strike, like 2 BAP clips, and it's going to be breaking. And now you have no, it's not going to actually protect you from dying. You're actually going to have no like shield for when your beats off, their window's done, and you come back into this fight with 50 HP in your shield, they're just going to run you over. And all this stuff, like, if you make this mistake once a game, it's not going to have literally 0 impact on winning or losing. But making the mistake, like, constantly in a fight, like, again there, like, obviously, you don't need a shield to Winston off, but just bringing it up at 300 HP, like, now in this fight, you would have had you would have full shield, but you have 400. And again, just spamming it over and over again. And Sigma, you have a decent amount of HP, right? You have like 100 HP that's rechargeable yourself, and also it's fine to make your heals heal you up a bit for chip damage, right? Obviously, don't die for it. Um, but you have 2 people that can heal your shield, where you only have like 1 person, or heal yourself. Where you have 2 people that, or one. Whoa, I'm lost in the sauce right now. You have 2 people that can heal your health, and you have 1 person that can heal your shield, which being you. So some cases, it's okay taking a little bit of like HP off to make sure your shield can recharge an extra bit. Alright, now so we take some chip on the shield, right? We're full HP, we can be a little lenient with it like I said. Now we're kinda low. And if you are peeking this, it's fine to use the shield, right? You're gonna die for it. But there's no point of peeking this. You might as well just chill here, wait another second, or 2 seconds or whatever, shield back to high health, and then peek it. Now your shield's like it was like 0 HP, I'm pretty sure. You spam it out again instead of letting it recharge. Yeah, we spam it out again. And there again too. It's rock. This shield's fine, makes him have to shoot through a different, like one angle. Use grasp to turn corners, not shield. Grasp is infinite damage, so with shield will break and you're screwed. Yeah, that's true. So if you're going to take a lot of damage, like when you would turn a corner, you can use grasp. Again, we have no shields. Obviously, don't really want to peek that Widowmaker that much. Again, we just spam it out for no reason, right? Again, there it is. And especially now, it doesn't really matter considering we're in between fights. But I'll just keep playing it out. Again there. Might have not needed it. And again here, like, if you didn't have Lucio health, was that shield necessary? Maybe. I don't really know. But because you have Lucio shield, you kind of want to take that damage. Because if you use all your resources to protect your Lucio health, it's just gonna drain out and be useless either way. And again, there, like we don't need that shield. Or if we just don't peek it for another second, we have way more shield because it's constantly recharging. All right, so obviously the issue is we're kind of misusing shield now. Again, what we see is we're going into fights where we're kind of trading with Ryan, whatever, and instead of going into it with 600, 700 HP on the shield, we now have 50 or 200 health, which makes it so we have to play way more passive and we can't hold as much space as we normally do.
Hello.
Could have dropped it there maybe. Let it recharge a bit when he wakes up, put it back up. Okay, just little instances where we're kind of using it to block off this Doomfist or Winston. But if you're doing it to block off heals, I mean, I guess that makes sense if you're playing against like an On or something. Uh, but it's just kind of more of a panic, I can sense we're using it for. So again, like right now, probably could have dropped that and use Suck instead. And even though, yes, we're low HP, or low shields, we can use that shield to block the Doomfist ult, because like we might die to it or take a bunch of damage. Like what is it? Like what does that shield do? Like even if they're shooting you, they're not gonna do like the BAP's not gonna burst you down. And now we could have had 700 shield right now, but we have 400. And it's not like we got anything out of it. Like, anyways.
Like Newton and the atom.
Against him down. Probably would have dropped a bit sooner. Not a big deal. Just let's make sure we recharge it fully, or at least to a high HP. Again, if we waited 1 or 2 more seconds, we would have had way more shield. But we're canceling the recharge time. Right, same thing there. Same idea.
Hello.
Again, low shield. And we just spammed it again.
Activating the barrier. Let the dragon consume you.
Just the general chat in Overwatch is just something else.
It's high time.
This is fine.
Pass into the unknown.
Again, I probably would have dropped shield. I don't know if you can or not. In like in flux, I know you can't put it out, but I would have picked it up maybe before you flux or whatever. Just so when it comes down or when you're over flux, you can actually have a full HP shield. Flux it. That's fine. Kind of panicked and used it. Like it didn't really come into play because it was still high HP and we got shattered, but
High time. If only the
yeah, so I've definitely exhausted the point of making sure again we're conserving our shield. Like talked about it a lot, and again, did every example really matter? No, they didn't. I was just trying to point it out so we can understand it. Um, yeah, so it's definitely a tough habit to break because it's so micro, but it's happening so much that it will see improvements in your gameplay. Um, but yeah, that's kind of it for today.